And hopefully, the bottom line of that equation will be a Canadian victory. Canada in the red, the Soviets in the white, or CIS. And forgive me if they're the Soviets a couple times. Great chance. Score! Korotkov, and the Soviets have the early lead.
Well, that didn't take long, did it? Just a bad giveaway right in front of Trevor Kidd. Watch this play develop. Sador made a quick move. He did a spinorama, and I don't know why, but ended up then having the puck taken from him. Sador went to pivot, lost the puck in his skates, couldn't recover, and Trevor Kidd was left all alone. Kidd made the first move, and unfortunately that left a lot of room up top.
So CIS takes the lead. Korotkov scoring his third of the tournament at the 15-second mark. Volkov picking up the assist. And this CIS team is pumped. I was down by the dressing room just before the game, and it was very intense even during the stretching exercises. Puck cleared in along the boards by Vladislav Bulin, number 28. We are inside of the first minute, and the CIS with a 1-0 lead, scoring 15 seconds into the game. Habibulin hangs on to it, Eric Lindros on the flyby, and going to have a few words with Alexander Zverev.
Well, Eric Lindros just took a little swipe at Habibulin just to let him know that he'd be in the game.
Volkov picking up the assist on CIS's first.
Now, things just haven't gone well in this tournament for head coach Rick Kornakia. And to have a goal scored on you in the first minute of play, in the first few seconds.
Puck flipped over by Vinokurov. Kasparaitis driving it down into the corner. Yashin, number 19, trying to pick it up in back of the net. Puck bouncing around, and Canada looking extremely disoriented. Nikashilev trying to get it out in front. Now walking out is Yashin with a big chance, and he almost put the CIS up by a score of 2-0. Junker on the way back for Canada will just clear it in. Team Canada wanted to make some changes in the fly. Puck wheeled up around the boards by Mironov. Habibulin drops it off. Kasparaitis tucks it up off the boards. Vinokurov trying to pick it up. He's tied up on the play. And Poulin sends it back in for Team Canada. Vinokurov, number 16, giving chase. Matvichuk, number 13, back there to pick it up for Canada. Matvichuk looking for the open man, gets it outside the blue line. Kolchinski trying to put it back in, and offside called on CIS.
The Soviet coach Peter Voroboyov has got his hands full in this game, only from the standpoint that this team's under a lot of pressure to win. And the Soviets, CIS as we will continue to try and call them, have got some good skill. They're a small hockey club, a smaller team than you would normally expect from the Soviets. He only has 4 returning players.
A proud tradition in the World Junior Championship for the Soviets. 8 gold medals, 3 silver, 2 bronze. Their last gold was in 1989 when the tournament was in Alaska. Having a couple of silver medals since then. Turner Stevenson couldn't pick up the pass. Vinokurov works it back up, gets it across. Ozzy Lynch, long shot. Kidd will stop that. Steers it off to Brad Bombardier, number 55. Bombardier just getting it outside the blue line. Canada trying to break away. Schneider in on goal. A high shot, and Habibulin waves it up over the glass and out of play. We've played 2:42 of this first period, and CIS is up 1-0.
Well, it's unfortunate that Fountain didn't get an opportunity to play, but on the other hand, I think he totally expected that coming into this tournament and was just trying to keep himself ready in case Trevor Kidd either was injured or had a really bad game. That hasn't been the case, as Fountain knows Kidd has been superb.
And that's one of the things Rick Kornakia likes about Mike Fountain, and something he kept in mind when picking the other goaltender. Fountain has a good temperament. He's a good team player and a good backup goaltender. Also also would be a good number 1 goaltender, but he has the mental psyche, which not all goaltenders do, that he can sit on the bench and still be ready to come in.
You know, the most difficult thing that Rick Kornacki has had to face coming into tonight's game has been trying to get this team to play together as a team. Unfortunately, in the game against the Czechs, as Kornacki saw it, and I think as we all saw it, this team played as individuals. One player would take off, try to beat a couple of men. Another 4 would be standing still watching.
Eric Lindros working it back to the line. He'll go for the front of the net. Paul Correa is out there with Lindros. A combination that worked devilishly well during training camp for Team Canada, but hasn't clicked over here at the championship. Correa rubbed out along the boards. That is one of his big disadvantages. He gets knocked around along the boards because of his lack of size, especially against a big club like the CIS. Volkov waiting for his mates to catch up. Takes a look back towards the line. He's got Mironov back there. Still with it now. Korotkov working it back to Volkov. Sharp angle, rising shot. Kidd bats it away. Rebound picked up now. Korotkov looking in front. He's got Metluk out there trying to get it to him. Out himself now and can't land the payload. But brilliant puck control by the CIS. Mironov. Pass up the middle a little bit too far for Zverev. And Mironov will get another crack at it. We played 3:50 of this first period. 1-0. The CIS, the Soviet Union, leading Team Canada. Puck cleared in by Nelson. Junker trying to pick it up. Here's Niedermeyer. Works it in front for Daniels. Trying to get loose in the backhand. Dijkhouse just drills it wide. He had moved in from his left point position and just missed. Junker going after it. Number 11 for Team Canada. Zverev tying him up along the boards. Brulin trying to knock it loose. And now Daniels comes in and everyone will pin it up and we'll get a face-off down in CIS territory. You're watching the World Junior Hockey Championship live on TSN. CIS with the early lead. Korotkov scoring at the 15-second mark. Canada with a good chance just a few moments ago. Carl Dijkhouse moved in from the point. Had an open net and drilled it wide. Jason Cullimore couldn't tie his man up. Yashin moves in with a shot and Kidd will hang on to it. Yashin, the trailer following up the play, took that pass and had a clear path to the goal, testing Trevor Kidd.
And I don't think Trevor Kidd right now necessarily trusts his teammates, so he's going to jump on any loose pucks around his net. Things just haven't been going well for Team Canada inside their blue line. Right now we've got a player for Team Canada injured on the play.
And he's down just in front of Kidd, took the stick from one of the CIS players. And that was Jason Cullimore who gets the spear right below the midsection.
The question will be, is there going to be a penalty on the play? I don't think so. Yet, as we can see in that replay, there should have been. Cullimore got hacked pretty good. And here's a big man that doesn't go down easily either.
Ari Mikkonen, the referee from Finland. And their Nordic neighbors, the Swedes, cheering for Team Canada in this one. If Team Canada can defeat the CIS, then it's a gold medal for Sweden. And Canada playing for 4th place. Congratulations, by the way, to the U.S. team, which won earlier today 3-2 and picks up a bronze medal. And it will be the first time ever that a U.S. team has finished ahead of a Canadian team at the World Junior Championship. Trying to go from one end to the other was Scott Niedermeyer. He goes up head over heels and loses the puck, and Yashin, number 19, starts back. Long lead pass just failed to click with Nikolishin, and Trevor Kidd not taking any chances, just deciding to hang on.
Niedermeyer met up with a defenseman that can hold his own. Darius Kaparitis. Watch him. He just got a piece of Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer has been rushing on the play game in and game out. He's a good offensive defenseman, and what a battle he had to encounter right there at the blue line. 2 Soviets. He tried to go over top of them. Didn't quite work. Rick Granacchia decided to put Niedermeyer up on the left wing even to try to get a little bit of offense late in the game against the Czechs.
Kuzminski back at the line, knocking it back in. And Trevor Kidd will tee it up for Brad Bombardier, number 55. No one to pass it to, so he just rings it along the boards, and Team Canada is called for icing. We have played 5 minutes and 16 seconds of this opening period, 1-0. The Soviet Union, the CIS, leading Team Canada.
Interesting when you look at this Soviet team, how many players now are referred to coming from other countries. Turner Stevenson has probably been one of the best forwards, if not the best forward, that Canada has had. Yet he was supposed to be a third-line, hard-nosed winger that was going to give the team some grinding, some abilities to get the puck into the zone. But instead, his competitiveness, his determination have made him one of the best forwards. And that's then where the problem is. Team Canada couldn't afford to have some of their other forwards with their skill level let down.
Delayed offside and Team Canada waved off. The zone was clear, but lots of time for the CIS to clear it back out to center. That was Lapointe coming in with the hit. He decked Sandis Ozolinch along the boards, and a penalty coming up against Team Canada. It will be a roughing call. Lindros roughing, 5:36. Ozolinch got decked by somebody, but I'm not sure who. I thought that was a penalty, but Ozolinch got hit by Lapointe. I don't know who Lindros hit. CIS with a chance on the power play, their first opportunity in the hockey game. The power play, nothing to write home about. Ranked 4th heading into this game. And
there you could see that play, but I don't think that Eric Lindros was the guilty party. I agree with what you had said initially, is that it was Martin Lapointe that really did the damage.
Martin Lapointe came in and really drove Sandis Ozolinch, and I thought that was a penalty. That's when the arm went up, the referee's arm. But the bottom line is a CIS power play, and it's Korotkov picking his way in deep. He'll work it into the back of the net. Medloop trying to pick it up, but it pops up over the glass, another play. Played 5:55 and lots of time still to go in the CIS power play.
One of Rick Kornacki's problems has been trying to find a line that Eric Lindros can adjust to. Lindros has been playing most of the tournament. He isn't tonight, but most of the tournament with Kimby Daniels. And Daniels has had some great spurts from time to time, but likes to carry the puck and isn't really a give-and-go type of winger. And Eric Lindros needs that. Lindros will give you the puck if you just get into the open, and then he'll take it back and he'll get into position, but that hasn't worked.
Darius Kaparitis couldn't hold the puck in, so Mirana back to pick it up. On the way comes Volkov. Kasparitis got some room. He'll work it up to center, flips it up ahead. It ricochets off the stick of Korotkov and out of play. A minute and a half to go on the power play for the CIS, a 1-0 game. Canada against the CIS or USSR the last few years. Games have been, for the most part, close, save for that game in 1989, the 7-2 shellacking. And 1989 was, as I mentioned earlier, the last time the CIS won a gold medal in World Junior Championship play.
I think the bottom line, Paul, is if Team Canada can't get up and try to play their best against the Soviets or CIS, then the question really comes down to, does this team have the right chemistry in the first place, or did they have the right chemistry? That should be an easy game to get ready for.
Vladislav Bulin couldn't get it down the ice. 55 seconds now to go in the CIS power play. Talking to Gary Agnew, one of the Team Canada coaches down at ice level during the warm-up, and he said the mood on the team was great heading into this one. They had something to play for. Sherbayev trying to work it out in front. Back to Kaput with a shot. That is partially blocked by Lapointe. Down into the corner. Matvichuk took a swing at it. Couldn't get it out. Back along the boards. Bulin bouncing it off the glass. Matvichuk with a second chance to get it out. Hits a stick, bounces to the ice, and it had hit the high stick of a CIS player, so we get the whistle with 30 seconds to go in the man advantage.
Ryan Hughes from Cornell University hasn't really been a dominant player out there, but I'm not so sure that he was supposed to be in the first place. He was just supposed to be a role player, a penalty killer, and a defensive forward, so you can't really pinpoint a player like Ryan Hughes and put a great deal of blame on him. I don't know that he's expected to do.
Puck fired by Junker, that's tipped up over the glass. Just to continue that point, I mean, perfect example, Ryan Hughes, one of those guys who was a role player, to be a role player. Steve Junker perhaps they expected a little bit more offense from, but Hughes was a guy who may have had the same ability as another player, but was kept because of his character.
Exactly.
Kovalev working it down and in with 15 seconds to go on the power play for the CIS. Yashin in along the boards, taking a look to the front of the slot. He drops it off in circles there. Kovalev with it now. Drops it back to Yashin, and Kovalev angles to the front. Just a circle down in that corner. The two players circling around, waiting for one to get open. Penalized player is back on, and icing is called on Team Canada. Constant motion in the offensive zone, such a trademark of the Soviet game.
Well, they're good skaters, and a number of these players on this team are also performing for the NHL scouts that are here, Paul. Again, as things continue to open up, then they have more opportunities to come to the National Hockey League. They've seen a number of their former teammates, players like Pavel Bure, that have been able to make that adjustment much quicker than expected.
Off the face-off, puck fired on goal by Ozelinch, and that was stopped by Trevor Kidd. Ozelinch at center now, number 2, pokes it back ahead, but it's broken up by Dykhouse. Ozelinch one more time moves it up. On the move is Krivoktsarov. He couldn't work his way in towards the goal, and it's cleared back out. Here comes Team Canada trying to generate some offense. Cleared down into the corner. Vinokurov trying to work it out, kept in. Hughes down in the corner, looking for the front of the net. Nobody was home. Hughes will circle back to the boards after it. Number 9 for Team Canada, taking a bump down there. Hughes looking for some help from his line mate, Patrick Poulin, out there, but couldn't knock it loose, nor could David Saint-Pierre.
We've got an elbowing penalty coming up, and it's going to the Soviets.
So Team Canada will get a chance in the power play. It is Sandis Ozelinch heading off. Penalty coming at 8:21.
Ozelinch was a San Jose draft. And this is, of course, his second year in competition at the World Junior Championships.
He is characterized as a pretty good offensive defenseman. And we saw an example of that a few moments ago. Landed a pretty good shot on goal off a face-off. Team Canada on the power play. Lindros fans on one, just bouncing wide. Correa trying to knock it loose. Lapointe to Correa. Battling his way along the boards. And Lapointe comes over to help out. Wheels it back to the point. Lapointe in front, tried to get it across to Lindros, and the pass bouncing off his skate. Paul Correa back for Lindros. That's broken up. Correa continuing to battle along the boards. Here's Lapointe in back of the net. Nobody in front, so he sends it back to Lindros. Top of the point for Niedermeyer. He's got Slaney open over on the wing, and he will dish it off to him. Slaney takes a look in front. Lots of traffic there. Correa trying to get in position to deflect it. Here's Niedermeyer now to Lindros. Now Lapointe is parked in front. Correa in the slot with a chance, but he is robbed by Habibulin. Metluk back now for the CIS. Works his way through, right in there. Kidd the save, rebound in front, and Kidd will smother it. Korotkov, number 22, at the second whack, but Kidd hanging tough.
Chances at both ends. Paul Correa will understand something through this tournament. That playing Tier 2 hockey is one thing. Playing at this level, you've got to be a little bit quicker with your moves. Here's the opportunity that Correa had. Now watch, had he shot that puck right away, he would have caught the goaltender on his way down. He had lots of room upstairs. Then, as happens too often, the Soviets then just walked right straight back down into Canada's end zone and had two good chances to score.
Metluk walking right through, just undressed a couple of players in front of him and got the good scoring chance. Canada still in the power play for the next 40 seconds. controlling the offensive zone well just a few moments ago during the man advantage, but Paul Correa failing to finish off in front. And that has been the massive problem for Team Canada at this tournament. Getting in position, but not quite being able to finish. Mironov moves it up around the boards. 19 seconds left in the Canada power play. Yashin trying to come in the backhand, chased into the corner. Sidor trying to tie him up. 10 seconds left in the power play. Daniels slips the check at center, trying to come in. Daniels with one to beat, and then finds himself suddenly in a crowd, and the puck cleared back down the ice, and the Canada power play expiring.
I think that was a pretty good example of the frustration that Rick Kornacki has faced. Kimmy Daniels, Paul, could have passed that puck. He's not going to beat two men in that close.
Icing called on the CIS. The penalty had just expired before the puck crossed the goal line down at the Canadian end.
And I think that Rick Kornacki is making that point on the bench right now.
Canada getting one shot on that power play. And that, of course, was Paul Correa's chance in front. Tyler Wright, number 12, up on the faceoff for Team Canada, out there with Turner Stevenson and Andy Schneider. Another new combination. And another penalty coming up, a delayed penalty against Turner Stevenson of Team Canada. Schneider touches the puck, and play is called, and the CIS will get set for its second power play in the game, trying to build on a 1-0 lead. Yeah, just fine. Sorry, Paul. Canada's penalty killing ranked 4th in the tournament heading into this game. They've given up 7 power play goals.
But that's not something they want to practice in tonight's game. There you can see Turner Stevenson guilty of slashing, and he gave Boris Mironov one just as he was rounding his net.
Here's Carl Dykhouse for Team Canada. Nikolishin was right in on top of him, and puck cleared down the ice. Lots of time to go in the man advantage for CIS. Kovalev works his way in. Got some room. Opens right up and almost feathers it in the outside corner. What a burst of speed by Alexei Kovalev. The young man many say will be the next superstar Soviet hockey player.
Well, remember this man well, especially last June when the New York Rangers surprised everyone and selected him number 1 overall in their choices in the draft. And you can see why. This guy has got tremendous moves, and we've seen him score some goals in this tournament that have been unbelievable.
And that is his line mate, Andrei Nikolishin. Nikolishin on the faceoff, trying to get it back towards the blue line. Yashin drops it off loose. Nikolishin back of the net. And Yashin is parked in front, number 19, looking for the loose puck. Puck fired in by Svertov. That is stopped. Kasparaitis looking for it. Kasparaitis with a quick wrist shot, and he just misses on that. And finally, Team Canada able to clear the zone. Here comes Eric Lindros, short-handed, works it up ahead, scores! LaPointe.
Great play between Lindros and LaPointe. We talked about this before. Eric Lindros will give you the puck. You get into the open, and he'll take a couple of guys with him and set you up. He did exactly that to Martin LaPointe. Lindros had 2 men watching him. LaPointe was able to break away from his check, and Eric Lindros put that pass perfectly right on LaPointe's stick.
It's a shorthanded goal for Team Canada. Martin LaPointe gets it at 11:42. And Eric Lindros with a nice setup. Drew a crowd and was able to spring LaPointe. Still 56 seconds to go on the power play for the CIS. Vinokurov sprinting up after it. Couldn't get there. And the CIS back to regroup in its own zone. Ozelinch, number 2. Giving chase, but couldn't get there quickly enough. Trocinski. Ozelinch. Back up to Trocinski. And he finds himself in a bit of traffic. Ryan Hughes was buzzing around up there, number 9. Trocinski works it up. Krivokrasov working it up around the boards. Ozelinch now will keep it in. Banging it in off the boards. Vinokurov now has it. Looking to the front of the net. Lots of traffic out in front. Krivokrasov still waiting for the pass, but no one able to get it to him. Krivokrasov, 24, breaks for the front, centers it back towards the line. Trocinski tried to step around his man, but it's swept away. Big play by Jason Cullimore. Hughes trying to go all the way. He's finally batted off the puck at the last second by Ozelinch. Team's back at even strength. Here's Dykhouse for Canada. Dropping it back. Niedermeyer rushes up. Cuts loose. Daniels is in front. Here's Niedermeyer. Looking to center it. Rolls it right through the goal crease. And no Canadian player could get a stick on it. Volkov back for the CIS. Spins at the line waiting for his mates to catch up. Finally taps it in. Here's Dykhouse for Team Canada. Dykhouse trying to shake off the pressure. 1-1 hockey game. Zhitnik moving it back up. Korotkov gets it across. Volkov right in on goal. Can't get the shot. Puck cleared now down into the corner. Korotkov continuing to chop away at it, and play is called. And in this break in play, I'm told Jim Van Horn is wandering through the crowd. He's standing by with Bob Nicholson.
Bob Nicholson, the executive director of the CAHA. Bob, did you ever expect in your wildest...
Now, tried to work it back. He gets it into the corner, and Lindros gobbling up his man and going after the puck. Lindros playing with as much intensity in this game as we've seen in the tournament. Trying to cut in front. Here's Correa. That's chopped away. Kaput gets it up off the boards, but not out. Lindros tried to knock that shot down. Finally, it's knocked up off the boards. And the CIS just relieving the pressure. An icing call against CIS. We played 14:08 of the first period. A 1-1 hockey game. Canada's goal, a shorthanded one. The team's first of the tournament.
Well, the way that Lindros, Lapointe, and Correa have been playing in this game so far, Rick Kornacki may have wished that he put that line together a little bit sooner in this tournament. He had some concerns about Correa's abilities to handle the pressure along the boards, to win those battles in the corners. But then again, maybe Eric Lindros could have helped out far more in that department.
Sador bouncing it in towards the net, and Happy Bullen will scoop it up and hang on with Jeff Nelson, amongst others, cruising around right in front.
One thing with Correa and Lindros that you can see out here is that they both have the abilities to jump into the open. Correa's got great speed, and if he can find open ice and break away from his check, as he's got the speed to do, Lindros will find him.
Junker chopping away at it off the faceoff. Kimby Daniels came through to knock it loose, but also outside the blue line. Bombardier sends it back in. Here's Zhitnik, number 3 for the CIS. Off the boards to Kasparaitis. Little burst of speed gets him away from Junker. Daniels now rubbing him along the boards, and Daniels will pick up the puck momentarily before he's spun around. Kovalev trying to come back in. Knocked away. Nelson clearing it in for Team Canada, and here comes Daniels wheeling up after his man. Trying to get a hold of Zhitnik. Kasparaitis in there to knock Daniels out of the play. Canada making some changes on the go. Zhitnik for the CIS. Kasparaitis. Ozelinch now. Long shot by Kasparaitis. Kidd will stop that. A big rebound comes out. Kuzminski couldn't get to it. And Canada clearing it down the ice. An icing call against Team Canada. A 1-1 hockey game here in the first period. You're watching the World Junior Championship live from Fussen, Germany. Yeah. Those are Swedish team members, if you're going to stay on that, up there with the Jackets. Well, I don't think the Let's Go Canada sign was made by the guys up there in the dark jackets with the light sleeves, but it certainly could have been. Those are members of the Swedish team. watching anxiously and hoping Canada can help them out. If Canada wins this game, Team Sweden wins a gold medal. Time for Canada to return the favor. You may recall a couple of years ago when Sweden tied the Soviets and opened the door for Canada to beat the Czechs and win a gold medal. St-Pierre trying to work it in for Team Canada, broken up by Krivotsorov. Krivotsorov having problems in back of the net with Patrick Poulin. Here's Poulin. Drops it back now. Hughes trying to get loose. St-Pierre up there to help out. He's bounced off the puck. And Team Canada not able to generate pressure on this particular rush. Niedermayer trying to bat it down. St-Pierre just missing it. Dykos will send it back in for Team Canada, but it's fired right back out by Sandis Ozenlynch. Trying to peel loose is Vinokurov. In back of the net looking for somebody in front. Vinokurov very shifty, a small player, but has great speed. Vinokurov trying to get it loose, but Niedermayer back for Team Canada. Speaking of great speed, here's Niedermayer, finally stopped at the line. Ozelyn's coming back, but play is called. A high sticking penalty against Team Canada, and CIS will go to the power play. And check that, the penalty going against the CIS. Boris Mironov is heading off.
Mironov is one of the Soviet team's best defensemen. He's got a great shot, and they say that he plays more like he's a 24-year-old. There's the play, though. Niedermayer was trying to break into the open and around Mironov, and instead he ended up getting sticked on the play.
Soviet goaltender throwing a bit of a fake at me. I saw him head over towards the bench when the arm went up for the penalty. And initially thought it was a delayed penalty against Team Canada. Habibulin dropping it off. Korchinski gets it up around the boards. Here's Slaney for some time, but doesn't get the shot away. Lindros now. Lapointe and Correa also up front for Team Canada on the man advantage. Here's Correa. Lindros just missing the pass. And Zhitnik batting it up around the boards and down the ice. Lots of time still to go for Team Canada in the man advantage. 1:30. Here's Slaney. Lots of room. Lapointe cruising up by center with Lindros. And picking his way through is Slaney. Shoots, rebound in front of the net. Correa just missed it. And here comes Zoltak back for the CIS with Sherbayev. Sherbayev shooting, scores! Short-handed.
That one hurts. Team Canada had a good opportunity to score. They had the puck in the CIS end zone, but then got caught. Eric Lindros pinched. There was only one man back. Two Soviets broke out pretty quickly. Sherbayev just let go with a good hard shot. I'm not sure whether Trevor Kidd may, in this situation, have thought that Sherbayev was going to pass it right across the net over to Zoltak, and instead he shot the puck himself.
A shorthanded goal for Sherbayev at 17:03, so the club's exchanging shorthanded goals. And the CIS with a 2-1 lead. Canada still in the power play. Kimby Daniels works it back to Dykos. He's got Sador with him on the point, works it across instead to Junker. And Junker, not much room along the boards. 43 seconds to go on the power play for Canada. Kimby Daniels with Junker up there to help. And Nelson in front of the net. Daniels still. Sador open at the far point. Dykos will shoot it in. And Habibulin down on his knees to draw that shot in.
Jeff Nelson was standing right in front of Habibulin, hoping that he might be able to deflect that puck.
Habibulin from Boris Yeltsin's home city in Russia. He wanted that mentioned. He said that through the interpreter. Has a couple of shutouts in this tournament versus the USA and Germany. And as I mentioned, he came into this tournament pegged as certainly no more than a 50-50 split and likely the backup goaltender, but he has emerged as the #1 man with a 1.31 goals against average.
Well, they're going to need a big performance out of him tonight, and has too often been the custom for the Soviets over the years. They have not got big performances from their goaltenders.
That is what killed them last year. Here's Slaney. Shoots just wide. Canada with 23 seconds to go on the power play. Lindros battling along the boards, but couldn't win that battle. Here's Niedermayer now for Team Canada. Up off the boards, intended for Lindros, but he was going the other way. 7 seconds left in the power play for Canada. Long pass up at center, missing Patrick Poulin. And icing called on Team Canada. Just a couple of minutes to go in this opening period. And with a preview of our first intermission, here's Jim Van Horn.
John Slaney just missed a glorious scoring opportunity. We'll feature him in our first intermission. We'll have a medal update, tell you who's going to win what, which team wins tonight, if you can understand that.
Goal last year in Saskatoon. And things haven't gone all that well for him since then. He's had trouble with injuries. Was hoping this tournament could set him back on track. Jason Cullimore knifing it up for Team Canada. Teams back at even strength. A 2-1 hockey game and another penalty coming up to Team Canada. Turner Stevenson will head off for cross-checking. His second visit to the penalty box in this game. Seems to be a favorite of referee Ari Mikkonen.
Well, Turner Stevenson plays an aggressive game, and he's going to have to show a little bit of restraint in this game tonight if Canada are going to win. Right there, he puts Matt Look down and just turned right away. Didn't even look at the referee, just headed straight to the penalty box.
I'll tell you one thing, Team Canada is lucky that this CIS team doesn't have the power play strength that past teams have. It's been very mediocre in this tournament. The CIS power play ranked 4th. And in the past, it's almost always the best in the tournament.
Also amazing when you take one man like Pavel Bure out of the lineup with his speed and goal-scoring abilities.
That might just do it. Here comes Volkov in there with a shot. Rebound in front. Kid able to knock it away. Tremendous speed by the CIS. Here's Zhitnik taking a look in. Volkov. Lots of traffic in front as well. Zhitnik working it over. Batted in front by Miranov. And Metluk couldn't convert on the pass. Volkov. Back to Zhitnik. Shooting. Kid the save. Rebound in front of the net. It's just fired wide by Metluk. He had a great chance. Volkov trying to tiptoe his way through the wall and get in front. Rolling puck. Metluk couldn't get a shot away, and Eric Lindros will break back for Canada. Short-handed. Less than a minute to go in the period. Lindros dropped it off, and Niedermeyer couldn't finish. Lindros again. Up ahead to Niedermeyer. Make that Junker who fires it in. Lindros back there. Can't pick it up. Dying seconds of the period. Zoltak hits the line. Trying to crisscross there with Severyov. Couldn't get it to him. 15 seconds to go in the period.
That was a great effort by Eric Lindros, and once again, as we've seen can happen so easily, Lindros draws two men to him and feeds the puck to Niedermeyer.
Loose puck gobbled up by Hughes, but time will run out in this first period.
Not playing well at all, then you're bound to put yourself into a big hole.
Third period, make that second period underway, and a power play to start things off for the CIS. Zhitnik moving it up. 19 seconds to go on the man advantage for CIS. Out in front of the net. Metluk couldn't get the shot away. Back to the line. Zhitnik shoots. Kid kicks that away. Rebound kept in. Kasparaitis moves it to the corner. 7 seconds left in the power play for CIS. Here's Korotkov. Korotkov looking around. Penalized player back on. Korotkov trying to work the give and go with Volkov. Gets it back in front. Kid makes that stop. Back at the line. Zhitnik trying to keep it in. And it's chopped up over the glass and out of play. 41 seconds into the period. The CIS with a great scoring chance. They started the first period like a house on fire with a goal 15 seconds in.
Well, Volkov and Metluk both had good possession of the puck in Canada's end zone. When the Soviets get their opportunities, they want to make sure they're excellent opportunities. That one was. You can see Kortikov had that puck close in. Trevor Kidd was able to make the save, but previous to that, Dennis Metluk had an opportunity to take a shot, but he decided just to wait till he can find a better opportunity to score. That's certainly something the Soviets have been known for over the years.
2-1, CIS leading. Yashin trying to move down into the corner. Upended on the play. Working along back of the net. Sherbayev gets it in front. Kid the save. Just kept that out. Here's Sherbayev again. Zoltak looking forward as well. Now Bombardier comes away for Team Canada. Bombardier working it up ahead. Schneider drops it back. Stevenson unloading a big shot And Habibulin with his first stop of the period.
Habibulin hasn't given up many rebounds when he's had shots coming from the Canadians. He's been pretty quick to smother them. There's the shot, not from a great angle initially. Habibulin coming out and making the save. And then you could see the crowd of players around him while he held on to the puck.
That was Turner Stevenson following up on the play, who got that shot away. CIS working it back now, trying to cut in is Kovalev. Pulled down at the last second, Kovalev. Looking for the front of the net. Nelson checking him. Kovalev will now get some help up there along the boards, but Nelson comes away with it for Canada, only momentarily. Nikolishun trying to get it loose. Here's Matvichuk for Team Canada. An eye-high pass up to Jason Cullimore. He wasn't able to knock that down. Kasparaitis moving it back up ahead. Nikolishun trying to come in, cleared away from him. Yashin. Long shot by Mironov, and that's pulled down by Kidd. Junker. Here's Yashin. Cullimore trying to come away. Yashin pokes it back, steps in, and offside called in the CIS.
Well, with this large ice surface, you can at times see even better some of the great moves of some talented players. Kovalev is one of those very talented players. Nice spinorama move on his part. In fact, he got Jason Cullimore's stick right in his face. However, it didn't hurt for one reason only, and that's because he's wearing a face mask.
And off the draw, work back in and fired just wide by Krivorosov. Krivorosov not able to land that on goal. Didn't have much time to shoot, just broke loose of the crowd momentarily. Niedermeyer gets it up along the boards. Finally, Canada able to clear the zone. Poulin up there with Dykhouse. Puck fired down, and icing is called on Team Canada. Jim Van Horn standing by.
Okay, Paul. Serge Levin is a former resident of the Soviet Union who's been living in the United States for the last 13 years and represents Soviet.
Who, they came to Fuson from over NHL teams.
Serge, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Paul, interesting. Serge was telling me before the game that it's such an adjustment, as you could well expect for any of these Soviet players coming across to the National Hockey League. Pavel Bure, for example, Serge took Pavel into the bank to deposit $300,000 American into his bank account, and Pavel had no idea how much money that really was. He said, "What can I buy with it?" And Serge said, "Well, you're going to find out you can buy a lot of things with $300,000. More to come."
I don't know about you, but depositing $300,000 into the bank will be a strange experience for most North Americans. Off the face-off, Volkov, weak backhander in. Trevor Kidd steers that away. Metluk being watched by Slaney, gets it back to Volkov. Tied up along the boards, battling with Lapointe. Volkov gets it back, trying to snowshoe his way to the front. Bouncing puck. Volkov can't get the shot away, but here comes Lindros for Canada. Check just outside of his own blue line. Lindros back, trying to pick it up along the boards. He'll give chase into the corner. Karutkov was watching him. Here's Zhitnik, number 3 for the CIS. He is hammered by Lindros. And play is called. Team Canada called him the offside. Eric Lindros getting up a little bit more slowly than the man he lined up. That is strange. It was Zhitnik who he hit. Little work on Eric Lindros' windshield there in front. Might have gotten the butt end of the stick up there during this hit.
Watch this hit. Lindros putting the shoulder into Zhitnik. Zhitnik went down. So did Eric Lindros. Lindros then was trying to stagger to stay onside. Here's the hit. Now Lindros went flying as well. And as the play went in to the Soviet zone, then Eric Lindros was covering a lot of room trying to sprawl out to cover up and get onto that blue so it wouldn't be offside.
It was strange to see Zhitnik skating away with the puck and Lindros still down on the ice. Go put, long shot, chest high. Trevor Kidd knocks that down. And as was the case in the game against the Czechoslovaks, here's Wright moving it up ahead. Stevenson trying to break through, almost tucked it upstairs. Stevenson with a good burst of speed going to the net, but couldn't quite finish off. Here's Bombardier. Up ahead to Andy Schneider. Stevenson on the move again, and he's got it again. This time can't break through. And offside is called on Team Canada. Just to continue that point, a lot of long shots being taken at Trevor Kidd, as was the case when the Czechs played them.
Czechs and Soviets shooting from every angle in a lot of cases. There's Turner Stevenson. Look at the way that he cut in. Beautiful maneuver on Stevenson's part. Watch how he maintains his balance here, Paul. He just cuts in, and he's then on his forehand side. He knows he's got the goaltender moving with him, so he looks to go upstairs, top corner on the glove side.
Stevenson, a first-round pick of the Montreal Canadiens, had a great camp. And Montreal hoping that he can develop into a bit of a power forward for them. Steve Junker going after it. Dykhouse moving up on the play. Up ahead, pass a little bit too far ahead for Kimby Daniels. Dykhouse along the boards. Backpedaling a little, the puck comes out. Dykhouse will drive back in. Check from behind by Nikolishin. And the CIS able to work it out. Nelson after for Canada. Niedermeyer gloves it down. Puck fired up ahead. Yashin trying to break in for the CIS. Here's Junker up the middle. Kovalev dumped at the line. And away with the spoils is Steve Junker. Into heavy traffic. That's knocked down. Nikolishin will come back in. He's got Yashin trailing. Couldn't drop it to him. CIS making some changes on the goal. Wojcinski will clear it back in. Gets it up ahead. Kovalev tiptoes his way loose. Nifty behind the back pass, but unfortunately couldn't get it to Kuzminski. Dykhouse punching it in for Team Canada, and Rick Kornacki will make some changes on the go. Saint-Pierre up there to forecheck. Couldn't keep the drive alive. Hughes with a whack at it. Couldn't stop either. Kovalev working his way all the way down, and finally he is dumped by Richard Matvechuk. And the CIS will go on the power play. Alexei Kovalev with a great drive down the middle to draw the penalty. Oh, thank you. Yep.
Richard Matvechuk finally hauls down Alexei Kovalev. Kovalev just, first of all, in the neutral zone, went by two Canadian players, and he was on his way to the net, and Matvechuk hooked him down.
CIS and the man advantage. Ozolnik working it across. Kovarinsky gets it in front. Back to Ozolnik. Moves in with a shot. That is blocked. Ozolnik again. Shooting just wide. And the puck is on the mesh. And the referee a little slow to whistle it down. And the Canadian players skating over to voice their concern. Usually North America, the referees will whistle the play down a little bit more quickly when the puck pops up onto the mesh.
Bombardier is arguing right now where the faceoff should be positioned, but it's going to be in Canada's end zone.
It was Ozolink who took the shot, went off the boards and ended up on the mesh in behind Trevor Kidd. Ozolink with a great shot, drafted by the San Jose Sharks, as you mentioned earlier, Gary, and they'll try to get it back to him on the power play. Although he has stepped off the ice now for this shift, it is Darius Kasparaitis, number 6, back there, and Kasparaitis has it now. Up along the boards, trying to step up is Volkov. Back to Kasparaitis, back to Volkov. Volkov jabbing at it along the boards, just inside the line. He's able to keep it in. Puck worked out in front. Mironov trying to get loose. He slips it through, and Trevor Kidd was able to pick that puck up. Somehow the puck navigating its way through quite a crowd down in front of Kidd.
Well, CIS player still on the ice right now. It's Volkolov. The Soviets had good opportunities again, setting the play up. They're shifty. I mean, they are able to work their way into better scoring positions because of their good agility. Darius Kasparaitis is a player that has not yet been drafted, yet he's an aggressive defenseman, and he might be one of the better defensemen in this tournament. He and Mironov are, without question, the two best defensemen that the Soviets have.
He plays like a Canadian, is what one of the Soviet journalists told me. Not as disciplined as many of the Soviet players. And who knows, for that reason he may be rather appealing to some NHL teams. CIS still on the power play. Mironov drilling one in, and that shot just misses the target. And again, lots of traffic down in front. Korotkov having a few words with Canada's Tyler Wright.
Having a few more things than words even, Paul, because Korotkov there was actually taking his glove and shoving Tyler Wright's helmet. Korotkov is a player whose father also was in the hockey business. He coaches in Spartak. His father played for the national team at one point in time, not a star player, but did play on the team.
Talked about the role players on Team Canada. Pretty good role player for the CIS out there at center, Dennis Medley. Very strong, powerful player along the boards and in front. 1 minute to go on the man advantage for CIS. We played 6:23 of the second period. It is 2-1, the CIS leading. If they win, they pick up a gold medal. On the move back in over the blue line. Korotkov hits the trailer. Volkov. Korotkov goes to the front of the net. Mironov with the shot. Rebound in front. Kidd with a spectacular stop on Volkov as he fired out the right leg in rather amazing fashion. And here comes Lindros back. Works his way in with a chest-high shot, and Javi Bulin will hang on to it.
Great stop by Trevor Kidd. Korotkov, who has been trouble for Kidd in this game so far tonight, has another scoring opportunity right here. But Trevor Kidd, look at the way that he got that right pad back and took that shot right away. Excellent maneuver by Trevor Kidd. And one can hardly fault Trevor Kidd for his play in this whole tournament. Proud to be a Canadian.
He's had some of his greatest moments in the red and white of Team Canada, and hopes to go for a medal, of course, at the Albertville Olympics. Trevor Kidd will be on that team as it stands now. The other goaltender would be Sean Burke. The penalty coming up against the CIS. Konstantin Korotkov was heading over towards the box, and he will step in. And not quite sure what the call is. We'll have to wait for the announcement.
They think that, anyway, that it might be a delay of the game.
You just translate the German, Gary.
Hang on 1 sec, Paul.
It's a misconduct penalty to the CIS. So Korotkov saying something or making a gesture at the Canadian bench that caught the eye of referee Ari Mikkonen of Finland.
Obviously it wasn't Happy New Year, and so Korotkov is going to be sitting out for a while, and that actually is a benefit to Team Canada. Korotkov has been one of the star players in today's game.
Up along the boards now. Sherbayev drops it back to the line, now gets it back. Sherbayev looking in front, just bouncing it around. It's picked up by Ryan Hughes, who will scamper back for Team Canada. Hughes, long shot. That is kicked away by Javi Bulin, no problem. Teams at even strength. Niedermeyer trying to kick it loose. Right, bringing it up around the boards. Kimby Daniels waiting there to claim it. We played 7.5 minutes of this second period. CIS leading their gold medal game 2-1. And Team Sweden anxiously looking on if Canada can come up big against the CIS as the puck sails up over the glass. And then it will be a gold medal for Sweden.
A lot of swarming in the neutral ice in this second period. CIS have got that 1-goal lead, and so they're just playing a rather cautious game. They're waiting for Canada to make some mistakes. And they no doubt have scouted Canada well in the past games. Sweden are still in the stands waiting patiently for Canada to come alive and hopefully win this hockey game.
They're in the black jackets with the light-colored sleeves, and they're kind of scattered all around the arena.
It's a sellout crowd here in Fusen. People expecting, of course, that Canada or the Soviets would be the winners of the gold medal.
Well, this is the gold medal game, which is what we all expected, only most people expected it would be between Canada and the CIS.
And they obviously bought all the tickets for this game way before this tournament even started. I think Rick Kornakia has had a real experience coaching this international team as well. It's not easy to take a bunch of players and all of a sudden put them together, and all you're doing in a lot of cases is hoping that the chemistry and that the line combinations will work well for you, and that the team itself will all work well for you. Some have, some haven't.
Kovalev checked along the board. Sidor will come in now for Team Canada with a couple of men in tow. And Sidor finally slips it around back in the net. Lindros up there, trying to poke it loose. Jeff Nelson, number 7, up front with him. Here's Zhitnik. Long pass up ahead. Here comes Kovalev. Cuts in over the line. A couple of men breaking for the net. Kovalev with a shot. Loose in front. It's kicked down into the corner now. Nikolishin couldn't pick it up. Here's Yashin with Nikolishin helping out. Sidor trying to hold off Nikolishin, getting it up to Lindros now, and Team Canada coming back, led by Nelson. Up ahead to Lindros. Junker up there in the plate too, slaps at it, and the puck is tipped up over the glass and out of play.
Alexei Kovalev has really put on quite a performance here in tonight's game. He's an outstanding, talented player, as we've mentioned to you, but Kovalev has the abilities, I think, to be a big goal scorer in the National Hockey League. The reason being, watch, he'll go into areas where angels fear to go, Paul. He knows at times he's going to get bumped and hammered when he goes into the good scoring positions in front of the net. Nevertheless, he'll still go into those areas.
CIS coming back, stepping in is Krivotsarov, and as he comes in, offside is called, but CIS player is down in the ice just inside the blue line. Kuzminski getting up rather slowly. Jim Van Horn is standing by with Daryl Sittler, who's been cheering his son on at the tournament.
Well, Daryl is sitting beside his son Ryan, who is very pleased tonight because they're the bronze medalists of this World Junior Hockey Championship. How do you feel, Ryan?
It's a great experience, and
pretty happy with this turn of events as well, Daryl.
yeah, I actually really enjoyed the tournament. I mean, the quality and the level of play here is a lot better than I thought it'd ever be. And I know the Canadians have been taking some flack at home, but hey, the Europeans have some great hockey clubs, and it's good, very good hockey.
Thanks, Daryl. Thanks, Ryan. Congratulations.
Vinokurov almost breaking through there as the CIS applies some more pressure to Team Canada. And Ryan Sittler's U.S. team didn't have much luck against the CIS. They were shut out in that game 5-0. A very talented Soviet hockey club, as always seems to be the case. Like Canada, it's maybe the only other country where anything short of a gold medal is considered unsuccessful. And look at the speed as Kasparaitis navigates his way down, but offside again called on the CIS. Let's go back to Jim Van Horn.
Daryl, how difficult is it for you to cheer for your son when you've got a Maple Leaf tattooed to your backside?
Well, Ryan, we've lived in the States for 10 years, and he's come up through the U.S. program, and obviously I do cheer for him, as I do my daughter. Tonight, the Russians are playing the Canadians. I'm cheering for the Canadians, and it's been a good hockey game so far. The competition here has been excellent, and I really enjoyed it throughout the whole week.
Thanks again.
I don't know, pretty non-committal, I'd say. That's got to be a tough one.
Hey, that's the case, Paul, for a lot of players who spend a lot of their playing days in the United States but are yet proud Canadians. It's a tough situation. But you know one thing, Daryl Sittler's cheering for Team Canada out here today. But when they played Team USA, well, you know that he was going to cheer for his son like anyone would.
Two-line pass called in the CIS. We've played 10:06, just past the halfway point of this hockey game. CIS leading by a score of 2-1, and the tempo has slowed right down.
I think Team Canada leave at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to bus all the way to Frankfurt to catch their flight home. And then these players will all head off to their respective teams to start competing right away again. There will be no long rest for any of them.
Beautiful rink here in Füssen, Germany. Pointed out before in the background near the top of your screen there, you can see the glass which circles the whole building, something that you see a lot on European rinks. Gives it a very nice feel during the daytime. Sunlight coming into the building. Pass up the middle, knocked down. Zveryov trying to pick it up. Ozeminch clearing it up on the wing, trying to break in his Joltuk. Put his shoulder down, and as he did, he was decked, and Slaney starts it back for Team Canada. Slaney looking for Correa at the blue line, but couldn't get it to him, and icing is called on the CIS. We'll be back with more from Füssen, Germany after this. Yeah, nice 5 count. No, what I'm saying is that was a 5 count. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Well, what I'm saying is...
I can't understand either one of you.
Played when the CIS wins a game.
Kovalev went down hoping to draw a penalty. This time it didn't work.
You know the words to that International Ice Hockey Federation anthem, don't you, Gary? The song we all know.
Heard it a few times.
Yashin down in the corner, number 19, scrumming up there for the CIS. Tries to work it in front. Here's Kovalev, shoots! Kidd the save, and the rebound is gobbled up. Kidd out to challenge, and comes up successful again. Brad Bombardier for Team Canada, number 55.
Kovalev's had a real battle going with Trevor Kidd, though, in this game, hasn't he? He's had his opportunities, but Trevor Kidd has been sharp.
Sador taking a look for Daniels. Pass was just behind him. Picked up now by Yashin. Works it up. Kovalev will come in. Yashin going to the front of the net. Couldn't get it to him, and it is gloved around there by Sador. And finally, Sador will pick it up and just rings it up off the glass and out of play to relieve the pressure. Kovalev, likely the most skilled player on this CIS team. It depends, of course, on who you speak with, but that seems to be the general consensus. He's got 5 goals so far in the tournament.
Well, Neil Smith, the general manager of the New York Rangers, just left yesterday, but Neil's been here to watch, of course, all of these teams play, but he had, of course, special interest in the way that Alexei Kovalev was playing in this tournament, and he liked what he saw, and for good reason.
CIS in the gold medal game. We passed the halfway point, and they lead Team Canada by a score of 2-1. All the scoring coming back in the first period. Trevor Kidd sending it up around the boards. Actually just makes it as far as the corner. Krivotsarov up there forechecking, getting it loose. Vinokurov slides it back towards the net where Dykhuis will flip it up off the boards. Dykhuis with another chance at it. Push past him towards the corner. Ryan Hughes. Niedermeyer working it up. Lindros is given a bump. Hustling up there to check for Team Canada is Patrick Poulin. He gets the puck, centers it in front. Hughes with a glorious scoring opportunity and couldn't finish off. CIS breaking back, crisscrossing at the line. Vinokurov had it, knocked away from him. Kuzminski trying to knock it in there for Vinokurov, and Trevor Kidd will get the better of it and just hang on to that puck.
Sandy Ozelinch has been banging bodies around out there, and he has taken particular interest in going after Trevor, or I should say Eric Lindros, in today's game. And over and above that, once he hit Lindros, then he came rushing back into the slot, obviously caught out of position, but then just hammered Ryan Hughes right into the net.
Likely the best player on this CIS team would have been Vyacheslav Kozlov. You may remember him from the Canada Cup. He wore number 9, but he was involved in a car accident. The other person in that car accident was killed. It was very serious. Kozlov, a Detroit draft pick, and is going to take some time to recover from his injury. He would have been the best had he been here, I'm sure. Not to take anything away from Kovalev, who's put on an outstanding display. Schneider trying to work it out, back to the line. Zhitnik with a shot. Kidd steers that away. Played 12:36 of this second period. 2-1 CIS leading. Another shot bounced in, but offside called on the CIS. And they're going to move the faceoff all the way back down into CIS territory. Pretty quiet bench for a team that's going for a gold medal.
It's always interesting looking at the benches and the way that the coaches and these international rinks have to pace up and down in front of the players, unless the players, of course, stand up for the whole game.
Some North American coaches wouldn't want the players behind them.
Good point.
Tough enough when you have to face them. Team Canada trying to generate a bit of offense. They haven't had much luck doing that. Turner Stevenson has been one of the most successful. He's had a couple of good chances, but he was dumped there. CIS coming back. Metluk bumping up along the boards. Couldn't push the drive any further. This is Tyler Wright for Team Canada, number 12. Got a bit of room. He'll just feather it up off the boards. And icing is called on Team Canada. There was no one near that pass. Jim Van Horn in the stands with Carl Brewer.
Carl, of course, former defenseman with the Toronto Maple Leafs here in, where are we now? We're in Füssen, Germany. That's right. You were in Davos for the Spengler Cup. How was that tournament?
It was a superb tournament. Canada played very, very well. Unfortunately, they didn't make it to the finals, but it was really an excellent tournament, and it would have been a better tournament had Canada made it to the finals, because they would have given Sedesco Army a much better game.
Carl, I'd like your thoughts on the FBI investigation of the NHL Players Association in the States. You've been sort of involved with the NHLPA up until recently in a roundabout way.
You might say that. I'm very excited about what's going on. I think it's long overdue. Hockey generally needs a cleansing, and it's been going in the works now for well over a year. We're seeing the fruits of it come to the fore now, and perhaps we might even get some guts from someone in Canada to do something worthwhile instead of leaving it all to the Americans.
Thank you very much.
Scores! Canada! And Paul Kariya finally able to break the ice. He's been waiting to score a goal since day one of this tournament.
Well, Kariya is small. Yeah, we know that, but yet he's quick. And you can't forget about that in any type of game, especially one that's played on a big ice surface. Kariya likes to give and go. He did exactly that. He gave the puck, he got it back, and when he did, he just deflected that puck perfectly right by the Soviet goaltender, Habibulin. Good give and go, and Paul Kariya, pretty excited young man.
So Kariya gets his first of the tournament, and Canada ties this game up at 2. Back in there for the CIS is Kovalev. Trying to work it in front, and a penalty coming up out of all that scrumming down in the corner, and another high stick by Niedermeyer out at center. And we will see if we have double penalties here. We'll sort that out for you and fill you in when we come back. Who got the assist on that, Paul? On the Kariya goal? Bombardier. Could see that coming. Ugh. Just one penalty gets called. It goes to Carl Dykhuis. The infraction took place in the corner while both teams were scrumming after it. And then Scott Niedermeyer with the Major League high stick on Darius Kasparaitis. That wasn't called.
Finnish referee had called one penalty already, obviously to Dykhuis, and let Canada off the hook on that one.
CIS 0-for-4 on the power play, but with one shorthanded goal. Canada also has a shorthanded goal. A 2-2 game. We've played just over 14 minutes of this second period. The gold medal game for the CIS. If they pick up a victory, They pick up a gold medal championship here at the 1992 World Junior Championship. Yashin getting it across in front of the net. Kovalev going after it. Kovalev a little snake bitten around the goal so far in the game. Here's Yashin sneaking out in front, gets it there. Kasparaitis with a great chance. He'll get another one now. Shooting, Kidd the save, and he hangs on.
Kasparaitis is frustrated. He knew that he had a chance to shoot that puck before, but looks to overpass instead. He, in fact, is getting some words from his coach right now at the bench and responded with a gesture to his coach. Kasparaitis, number 6, right at the top of your screen. There's his opportunity to shoot that puck with 2 men standing out waiting for rebounds, his own 2 teammates. The second time he got the opportunity, he finally decided to shoot the puck. Trevor Kidd could see it all the way and had no problem making the save. Well, that's one thing with the coaches being in front of the players on the bench. Turn around and look eye to eye when they decide they're going to explain what they did wrong.
Matt Luke up in the faceoff for the CIS, losing the draw. Eric Lindros winning that one pretty cleanly, and Team Canada, as a result of that, able to clear it down the ice. Martin Lapointe up there in the shorthanded situation went down to the ice, and some of the fans hollering for a penalty.
He and Ozolic again continues to be the most aggressive player for CIS.
Volkov sprinting up to the corner after it, gets it back along the boards, but the Canadian net dislodged, and we get a stoppage. But a minute 15 to go in the CIS power play. A 2-2 hockey game. Paul Correa tying it up for Team Canada at 13:37 of this second period. Another one of the many offensive defensemen on Team Canada, Daryl Sador. And he picked up a few votes for defensive all-star here at this tournament. There's Paul Correa. Didn't see much ice time at all, really, until the last couple of games, and this is the first game that I've seen where he has taken what you would call almost a regular shift. Matt Luke gets it back to the line. Less than a minute now to go on the power play for the CIS. Right at the side of the net, and Prikorosov with a great chance, but couldn't get it up over Trevor Kidd, and the net again dislodged, so we get another stoppage with 46 seconds to go in the CIS power play.
The net's on the old pegs, and they just come off way too easily, Paul. And in international play, they're going to have to adjust to the new Marsh pegs that the National Hockey League have been using and have been so successful this season. They've cut down on the delays of the game immensely, and that was a pretty good example right there. Trevor Kidd just went to make the save, extended his left leg, and it very easily knocked the net right off its moorings.
Sador getting it up along the boards, but not out. Now Bombardier will go after it. And Bombardier pressured along the boards by Metluke, number 12. Here's Daryl Sador. 30 seconds left in the power play for the CIS. Volkov back of the net. Looking towards the front, goes all the way back to the line. Mironov moves up with a big shot. That is blocked. Here's Volkov now. Trying to spin off the check. Metluke in front. Fires it just wide. Volkov again with Metluke up there. And Krivorosov just parked open off to the side of the net. Top of the point. Ozolic works it in. Krivorosov with a shot. That is stopped. Rebound in front. Scores! Metluke. And it's 3-2.
Well, Matt Luke had lots of opportunities. I mean, at least to get in front into a good scoring position. He was very tenacious. He just kept going back and forth, waiting for his opportunity, and finally he got it. The puck came out to him. He did a 360 and then responded with a good low shot right here. He kept that pretty much along the ice, and that time Trevor Kidd wasn't able to stop him.
A power play goal. And that comes at 16:05. That's his 5th goal of the tournament. Here's Cullimore. Up along the boards. Junker trying to break away. Cullimore spun around, and Team Canada hemmed into its own zone for the last few seconds. Niedermeyer down in the corner. Sveryov trying to tie him up, and they really wrestled it along the boards. Niedermeyer finally dumped to the ice. And he gets up and gets right back into the hunt. Joltuk after it. Taken away from him. Nelson now for Team Canada, with Junker breaking up on the wing. Clears it in. Junker and Poulin up on the rush. Here's Niedermeyer up to join the attack. He's given a bump over along the boards. Junker takes a poke at it. Can't keep it in, however. And play is called. A penalty coming back behind the play. Scott Niedermeyer was jousting away back along the boards, and he is going to head off.
There's the goal scorer, Dennis Matluk. A lot of the scouts, Paul, have been asking questions about this man. He has not yet been drafted, and as we've seen in today's game, he's a pretty good thinker.
So Niedermeyer in the penalty box, offsetting Miners. Niedermeyer heading off with Alexander Sveryov, and this happens along the boards as the play was starting to head up ice.
Right there. You can see the CIS player responding as well, but...
And for that, he gets a couple of minutes. Sveryov in the box as well as Niedermeyer. Penalties coming at 17:01. A 3-2 hockey game. And again, the Swedish team interspersed throughout the crowd cheering on Team Canada, because if Team Canada can come up with a win, the Swedes win the gold medal. If the CIS goes on to win, they win the gold medal. Yashin with a weak shot into the corner. Kovalev goes in after it. Number 27, Dykhuis, tying him up down onto the ice, and Team Canada able to break it back out. Tyler Wright looking for Lindros. Dishes off to him now. Lindros slips by the check. Comes up there with Dykhuis. And the puck pops loose. CIS able to come back in. Kovalev all the way across for Yashin. Waiting for Kovalev to get into the slot, but Yashin had his pocket picked there by Tyler Wright. To Matvichuk. Lindros dropping it off for Dykhuis. Tyler Wright up after it. Lands the two-hander on Kasparaitis. Lindros turns around with a big swing. No penalty call. Kasparaitis back to pick it up now for the CIS. And Rick Kornacki making some line changes.
Oh, good hit by Martin Lapointe.
And Lapointe has really been flying in this game. Gets it up ahead to Correa, trying to slip through, and he is bowled over by Alexei Kovalev. Sidor back up for Correa. Comes in, waiting for Lapointe to catch up. Lapointe is parked in front. There's the shot, and Lapointe couldn't tip it. Slaney tried to feather it through there. Kovalev now for the CIS, starting back out of his own zone. Up through center, been a long shift for him. He'll try to get off. Across to Kuzminski, scores! Kuzminski.
Well, you know, as soon as you see Kovalev picking up the puck, you're just sitting up here wondering, what's he going to do with it now? He's got lots of abilities. He was at the end of a shift. He was tired, but he just drew four Canadian players whose attention all went to Kovalev. And instead, Kuzminski was able to take advantage of it. He wasn't at a great angle to score from, and that's one that Trevor Kidd should have had.
He hasn't given up too many weak goals. That was Kuzminski's first. And the goaltender, Nikolai and just double check that. And indeed, they are going to give Happy Bulin an assist on that, as well as Kovalev. So even the CIS goaltender getting in on the scoring. Ozelinch with it. Tapping it back in. Less than a minute to go in the second period. 4-2, the CIS leading. A little bit over a period away. Here's a chance for Nelson. Breaks in on goal. Shoots. Couldn't finish off. And the puck cleared all the way back down the ice, and icing is called on the CIS. A great chance for a little under a minute actually to play in this second period. Volkov after it, clearing it down into the Team Canada zone. Here's Daryl Sidor under some pressure, able to work it up to Niedermeyer, to Tyler Wright. Lindros up there as well. Here comes Sador. Got some room, gets through to the outside. Mironov trying to sweep it away. Turner Stevenson up there to forecheck. He can't get it either. And back comes CIS. 10 seconds to play in the period. Metluk stopped at the line. Here's Lindros. Up ahead for Stevenson, was in his skates. 5 seconds to go in the period. Time for one more shot if he hurries. Korotkov with the shot. Wasn't on the mark, and time runs out in this second period. Volkov couldn't get in. Now Metluk with a chance. Here's Volkov taking a look in front. Picks his way through a couple of players. Can't land it in front of the goal, however. And the puck just getting past Kasparaitis, and it'll head all the way down the ice. Icing is waved off. This is Alexei Zhiznik. Just stepping out of the way of the check, but bringing the puck up around the boards for Metluk. Korotkov gains the line. Trying to cut to the outside. He'll be wrapped up and tied in along the boards. Metluk trying to get it. And Team Canada once again starting back. Here's Eric Lindros. Not much room along the wing, so he just dumps it in. Lapointe up there to forecheck. Lindros knocks it down, centers it in front, and Happy Bulin will hang on to it.
That was a funny play by the CIS goaltender, Happy Bulin. He had possession of the puck, threw it up in the air, almost volleyball style, and then ended up going back to his net to receive that puck one more time. Take a look at how this play happened. Habibullah taking that puck off the backboards, getting rid of it, throwing it way up in the air. And Eric Lindros, a tall man, was able to knock it out of the air and put it right back towards the net.
Lindros, Lapointe, and Correa out once again for Team Canada. And here's Paul Correa. Up ahead to Lindros. Back ahead for Correa, just hopped over his stick. Lindros moving up after it. Correa and Lapointe after it. Here's Correa in back in the net. Lindros is in front. Correa waiting for someone to work free. Lindros and Lapointe both in real battles to get loose. And finally Nikolai Habibulin, the Soviet goaltender, just hangs on to it. Look at the battle Martin Lapointe was in down in front of the net. And Eric Lindros, as he skated around, had another player in tow. There was nowhere for Correa to put the puck.
You could see how well CIS players were positioning themselves in order to take away passes. They weren't challenging Correa behind the net. Instead, they just waited him out. He finally had to throw the puck in front of the net. I shouldn't say had to. He did, hoping that somebody could take a swat away at it. Look at the perfect positioning right here, and Correa really didn't have much of an option. Finally, when the CIS player came to him, he had to try and dump it out in front of the net.
Nelson in the face-off, trying to get it back for Junker, but it's broken up. Nikulishin gets it down the ice. Trying to spin away loose is Kimby Daniels, and again finds the going pretty heavy along the boards. Here's Carl Dykhouse now for Team Canada. Took a look for Nelson, but instead moves it up now for Niedermeyer. Over on the boards for Daniels. Snapped back in by Kasparaitis of the CIS. Just underway in this third period. I'm Paul Romanek with Gary Green and Jim Van Horn. In Fussen, Germany, the final game of the 1992 World Junior Hockey Championship. This is the gold medal game. If the CIS can hang on and win this one, they lead 4-2, then they would pick up the gold medal.
You can see we were talking about positioning of the benches, and this bench is 52 feet long, which is twice the size of any North American size bench in any rink. And the coaches for Team Canada are standing up and having the players stand in front of them.
And he just sends it up off the boards and all the way down the ice. And Team Canada once again called for icing. Played 2:02 of this third period, a 4-2 hockey game. It was 2-1 after one period for the CIS. And after a couple of periods, 4-2, no scoring yet here in this third.
For Coach Peter Borbioff, it's interesting because there's lots of incentive for him as well. If they can win a gold medal here, then he will definitely be that much more recognizable to those running the hockey organizations in the future for Russia.
Especially with the Viktor Tikhonov era coming to a close. Tikhonov and many of his disciples will step aside, and there'll be lots of room in there for new coaches with different ideas. Puck up along the boards. Vinokurov couldn't find it. Vinokurov up there to forecheck, watching Matvechuk. Krivoktsarov trying to get it in front. Circles around back of the net. Kuzminski circling around in the slot as well. Number 10, Kuzminski moves in to take a whack at it. Pokes it loose at the side. Vinokurov trying to get it in front. Krivoktsarov gets it around back of the goal.
You can see the way CIS are playing right now. They're just being very patient. They've got a 4-2 lead. They'll just play the clock out right now and wait for Canada to come out of their own zone and then try to attack them in the neutral.
Here's Saint-Pierre for Team Canada. Up at the line, trying to work it in. Bouncing puck, he had Ryan Hughes with him, but couldn't get it there. CIS coming back now. Volkov along the boards. Getting in inside the blue line. Volkov still trying to shake off the checker. Puck poked away from him. Sidor getting it up and outside. Zhitnik back there to pick it up for the CIS. Up there to forecheck for Canada is Tyler Wright. He and Zhitnik battle along the boards. Puck is picked up and sent right out through the slot where no one was home. Sidor down deep into the corner for Stevenson. Got it back in front for Wright, but he couldn't pick up the pass. CIS coming back. Volkov up to the blue line. He's getting that loop with him. Volkov dumping it off the boards as elbows come up, and Volkov losing his stick and the puck. Team Canada coming back now. Pass a little bit too far there for Korea up in the wing. He'll go in after it. Make that Andy Schneider. He can't come up with it. Sidor for Stevenson. For Schneider. Back to Sidor. Stevenson. Here's Schneider. Circles in front. Tried to get the shot. It went off his skate. Slaney pokes at it. Here's Lindros now. And it's broken up and sent down the ice. The CIS wanting to make some line changes. They'll have a chance to do that just now. Live on TSN, you are watching the 1992 World Junior Hockey Championship. High glass. That shot just goes in wide. Rebound at the side of the net. Korea had a chance but couldn't tuck it upstairs. Lindros back in the net trying to create some offense. Here's Lapointe buzzing around in the corner. Lindros over there to help out but can't pick it up. Karput gets it out. Slaney now. Up ahead to Lindros. He'll come in with Lapointe trailing in Korea as well. Here's Lindros in front to Korea. Couldn't poke it past Karput. Sherbayev dumping it out to center for the CIS. Here's Korea. Gets in behind and shoots. Rebound in front. And a couple of stops by Nikolai Habibulin.
There you can see again.
Couldn't get the stick on it. Nikolishin gets it out. Sent back in by Dykos for Team Canada. Habibulin just parking it off to the side, and Zhitnik will send it back out to center. Yashin leaving it there for Nikolishin. Dykos for Team Canada. Kovalev up there, cruising around menacingly, number 27. He has sparkled in this tournament for the CIS team. Junker pokes it out to center now. Zhitnik. Nikolishin clearing it in. Kovalev up there once again looking. CIS making a few changes. Team Canada able to come out. Nelson, number 7, up there for Canada, but offside is called. CIS off the face-off, once again exerting some pretty decent pressure in the Canadian zone. Kuzminski cruising in front, and a cross-checking penalty coming up.
John Slaney is going to be going to the penalty box for that play in the corner. It's more difficult for Canada to carry the puck. So they almost have to revert to a dump and chase. Right now, they've got to try and kill off this penalty.
CIS 1 for 5 on the power play with one shorthanded goal. Ozenlynch moves it across. Puck in front, scores! Kuzminski.
Similar combination that scored CIS's 4th goal. Kuzminski puts the puck in the net, but Alexei Kovalev once again does the work. Watch, right from the faceoff. Now there's the play as it's set up. Watch where Kuzminski goes to. CIS really spread out here, and Canada guilty of spreading way too far out. They got caught Koval just put that puck right over to Kuzminski.
And that is Kuzminski's second goal of the game. This one comes on the power play. And CIS is up 5-2 and sitting pretty to pick up a gold medal here at the World Junior Hockey Championship. This is Daryl Sador for Team Canada, number 5. Being shadowed up there by Korotkov. Here's Kasparaitis. Slipping by Nelson. Kidd leaving it there for Bombardier. Sador goes after it. Nelson through the middle. Off the skate of Kasparaitis. Junker battling up there. Nelson comes in now. Couldn't take his man, and Mironov starts back out for the CIS. He gets it up ahead. Metluk breaks around Sador, coming in on goal. Can't get the shot away. Tried to slip it back in front, but Trevor Kidd had the side door closed. He was really hugging that post. Back comes Kimby Daniels for Team Canada. 1-on-3. And guess what? He doesn't beat those odds.
No, in fact, it became 1-on-4, Paul, at the end. No one else with Kimby Daniels. His teammates were on a line change.
Icing waved off. Matvechuk, number 13, back there to get it for Team Canada. John Slaney. His defensive partner will help him out now. Slaney rings it up around the boards. Slaney again. Just past the 7.5-minute mark of this third period. 5-2 for Team CIS. Here comes Wright. Trying to break in, and play is called. Offside called on Team Canada. Be sure to listen up at the conclusion of this game for the TSN Turning Point. Brought to you today by the Mutual Group. Goal coming at 6:07, and CIS with a 5-2 lead. Canada has continued to struggle on offense. And that's been the hallmark of this tournament for Canada. Lindros getting it across in front. Dykhouse breaking through, couldn't get the shot away. Here's Lindros now in front. Lapointe couldn't convert on the pass. And play is called. Puck was gloved ahead. We'll get a face-off down out to the right of Nikolai Habibulin.
Well, the Canada players are pretty quiet on the bench right now. They know pretty much the outcome what this game is going to bring. Eric Lindros playing on a line still with Lapointe and Correa. Meanwhile, that partnership of Dykhouse and Niedermayer have been the ones carrying the puck constantly. When Niedermayer hasn't been carrying it, Dykhouse has.
Niedermayer up on the faceoff. Lindros couldn't get it back to him. Niedermayer moving over to the point to try to keep it in, but it slips by. Here comes Kovalev, but it's an offside pass. Can come back and win this game, then Sweden would win the gold medal. The CIS would pick up the silver.
There was more people than just Sweden hoping that Canada would pick it up today, Paul.
Not looking likely right now, unless momentum really swings back the other way.
I don't think it's possible, simply for the reason being that the CIS right now are playing so well defensively in the neutral zone. Watch them right here. They're clogging up the middle and forcing Canada to dump and chase, and that's a difficult one to do on this big ice surface.
There's nowhere to go. Matvechuk just dumped it in. Kimby Daniels up there trying to make something happen, but that's broken up. Korotkov stopped at the line. Slaney looking for some room. He is gobbled up. Rebound. Daniels with a shot. That is stopped by Habibulin, but the net coming off the pegs is...
Slaney's stick blade was down low. I think this player decided he was going to try to take a dive.
Well, the player didn't look like he was in that much difficulty heading off the ice, and his own teammate, as we saw, giving him a shot in the backside for him to get off. Puck cleared in by Sherbayev of the CIS. Trevor Kidd will just leave it back of the net. Just past the halfway point of this third period. Played 10:37. It's 5-2 for the CIS. Leading this gold medal game. Turner Stevenson up there for Team Canada. He's knocked to the ice. Here's Dykhouse. Trying to swing wide around Sherbayev. Bumped along the boards, but he clears it in. Stevenson up there to forecheck. He and Kuppot go to the ice.
You know, at this point right now, Paul, there's really no need for only one man for Canada to be forechecking. It's one man in, dump and chase, and the second man is hanging back. Not in a very aggressive style of forechecking.
Here's Eric Lindros for Team Canada, trying to break in towards the net. Correa tries to get it back to him. Lindros after it along the boards now. Niedermeyer can't pick it up. Here comes Sherbayev. He's got some speed in there. Sherbayev scores. 6-2.
Well, Canada have just about given up. They've been caught flat-footed. They've been very lifeless in this third period. Niedermeyer pinches, but not at the right time. And there goes Sherbayev. Watch him go. He's a good skater, and even though Canada, with Dijkhuis and Niedermeyer, who are both good skaters, are trying to get back, there's no way. Sherbayev is way out in front. He goes to his backhand, just makes a beautiful move on Trevor Kidd, putting it high.
Sherbayev gets the goal at 11:30. It's his second of the hockey game, and it's an unassisted goal. 6-2 for CIS. Mironov moves it up along the boards.
Here we go again.
Break. Yashin in on goal. Got right in front, and Kidd stood tall for Canada. Daniels up after it for Team Canada. Gets away from him, and it's cleared up over the glass, and we'll get a stoppage. We've played 12:07 of this third period. The CIS has had 2 breakaways in the last minute, one of them resulting in a goal, and the last one, Trevor Kidd with a solid stop.
Well, the CIS are just picking Canada apart now. There's the move, and Trevor Kidd went down. This time, the CIS player wasn't able to go up with it.
That was Alexei Yashin who had the chance on the breakaway. Niedermeyer overskates it. Here's Jason Cullimore. Vinarukov pulls it away, trying to battle his way in towards the net. Krikorosov up there to help out. Vinokurov just stealing it away there. Long pass at the middle for David St-Pierre. Misses him. He'll race in after it. St-Pierre tied up on the play. Kasparaitis clears it back up for the CIS. 2-line pass. Krivorosov was lurking up by the blue line, and the pass going up over a couple of lines. Jim Van Horn is standing by with Art Berglund, a very happy Art Berglund, I'm sure.
Happy indeed, Paul. The director of national teams is with us. This has got to be one of the happier moments of your hockey career, Art.
Well, we haven't won many medals over the years, but certainly at this level, on goals for and against. We had played Sweden at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we won at about 6 in the evening, so it was fun to win a medal on the ice.
Art, congratulations. I think a lot of people believe that with a little luck you could have finished a lot higher. Congratulations.
Well, thanks a lot. It was a credit to Walt Kyle, our coaches, and our players, and they did a good job, and we appreciate your kind words.
The U.S. at the start of this tournament, many felt, was the best team.
Well, I'll tell you what, Art Berglund has done a great job with that national program in the United States, and hockey has really progressed over the last 10-15 years in the U.S.
Well, in the U.S., I think you have a sleeping giant with the population down there. If hockey ever takes off in the minds of the public the way it has in Canada, you could have an amazing hockey power. More to come after this. You think? I mean, imagine if they had the same number of rinks per capita that we have in Canada. And Eric Lindros circling deep and now coming up to take this face-off. Team Canada trailing 6-2. And John Slaney having his backhand shot go off his skate. Sherbayev up there after it, goes off his skate again, and Slaney will take a third try at it. Lead pass up in the wing, trying to get Correa in there. Correa zips it around back of the net. Slaney moved well in from the point down into the corner. Here's Lapointe. He's tied up on the play. Moulin had it pulled away. Here's Correa to Lindros. All the way back to the line now. Matvechuk shoots. That's blocked. Bouncing puck to the side. Lindros will pick it up. Trying to center it, but it's broken up. Up along the boards and out to center, and Lapointe up there to try to pull it away for Canada. Rick wide pass. Korea couldn't get to it. Habibulin out off the boards. Here's Eric Lindros now. Trying to cut for the front of the net. Knocked away from him, and the CIS comes back. Here comes Sherbayev. Sherbayev up there. He's got Korotkov with him. Works it across in front. Kidd the save. Loose in front. Score. Korotkov. And it's 7-2.
And getting a little bit more embarrassing for Team Canada right now. They're just standing around, and again, Trevor Kidd makes the first save, but watch the puck after that. There's the initial save. The puck is loose, and Canada are pretty guilty of standing around. Korotkov just pokes it in the loose side. CIS have got this game won by a mile.
Konstantin Korotkov started the CIS scoring in this game back at the 15-second mark. He adds his second of the night at 14:07 of this third period. It is 7-2. Alexei Zhitnik up off the boards. Here comes Kovalev working in front. And Nukulishin almost put it in. Nukulishin down on the corner. Looking in front, centers it. Puck just fired wide by Korotkov. 7-2 for the CIS.
Look at that little display of puck handling being done by Kovalev. Look at him go.
And Kovalev puts on a show. Here comes Zhitnik now. Kuzminski breaks in. Cuts for the middle. He was given a bump there by Niedermeyer. Vinokurov couldn't. Here comes Zhitnik now. Kuzminski breaks in. Cuts for the middle. He was given a bump there by Niedermeyer. Vinokurov couldn't peel in. Niedermeyer had it slapped away from him. And finally, Jeff Nelson clears it down into CIS territory for Team Canada. David St. Pierre up there after it. Pulled away. Ozolinch coming back, number 2. Cuts in over the blue line, but Vinokurov was offside. Live on TSN, this is the 1992 World Junior Hockey Championship. Sliding along the ice to block the pass. Mironov. St. Pierre up there forechecking for Team Canada. Kasparaitis back at his own blue line with it now. Tyler Wright trying to break in over the line. Boulain stopping him. Jason Cullimore for Team Canada, number 2. Here's Matvechuk now. Up at center. Schneider trying to take off, number 17. He's got pretty good speed, but couldn't get in the open. Here's Matvechuk. 3 minutes to play in the hockey game. 7-2, the CIS leading. They will win the gold medal. It will be the 9th gold medal. Redis is still the CCCP on the jerseys, but if what we are led to believe is true, this will be the final international hockey tournament in which we'll see that traditional CCCP jersey.
Well, you do have to have a chuckle every now and then, and in the paper, apparently the German Federation delegate said that, well, it hasn't been that bad of a year for Germany. This was a couple of days ago, because for the first time they haven't been beaten by the Soviets. And of course referring to the fact that it was the CIS, not the Soviets any longer.
Team Canada called for too many men in the ice. Kimby Daniels in the penalty box to serve that penalty. And the CIS will look to fatten its lead further to 8-2. Trevor Kidd with the stop there. The shot coming off the stick of Kuzminski. Kuzminski with a couple in this game. Kuzminski works it into the back of the net. Vinokurov in front. Here's Kuzminski again. Couldn't get it to Vinokurov, and the puck cleared off the boards and down the ice. A minute 15 to go in the game. And the CIS leading 7-2 as they move towards the gold medal. Sweden will pick up the silver, and the USA, with one of its best showings ever, will pick up the bronze. Krivorosov stopped at the line. Here's Matveychuk now for Team Canada. Just up off the boards and down the ice with less than a minute to play. Mironov up at center. Korotkov trying to cut through there with Volkov. 40 seconds left. Puck fired in by Mironov off the glass. Here's Korotkov. 30 seconds to go. Kasparaitis to Korotkov. CIS in the power play. Matveychuk will dump it out. 20 seconds to go. And Team Canada will finish up shorthanded, barring a CIS goal. Kasparaitis back to pick it up. 10 seconds left.
Loudest noise these fans have made, Paul.
Gold medal number 9 for the CIS as they put the boots to a weary Team Canada 7-2.
Very deserving of the gold medal.
They clobbered everyone on the way through this tournament, losing only once.
Now some of these players are draftable this year, and they have impressed indeed the NHL scouts that have been here by the droves watching this international tournament. You'll hear a lot of these names, no doubt, in the upcoming June draft to be staged in Montreal this year.
Well, I don't think it'll be long before you'll see Alexei Kovalev playing with the New York Rangers in the NHL. Boris Mironov has been great in this tournament for the CIS. Will likely be drafted.
I was pretty impressed by San Jose's draft pick and Sandy's Uzelinch today.
Three in a row, not to be. And the CIS with its first gold medal in World Junior competition since 1989 when the tournament was held in Alaska.
Well, as is the custom, Player of the Game awards being handed out right now. And for Team CIS, is it any question or is there any doubt?
Alexei Kovalev and Eric Lindros for Team Canada.
Pretty tough for Eric Lindros right now, as you could see by the expression on his face, to accept congratulations after the humiliation that Team Canada has been faced with here at this tournament.
And now the anthem of the International Ice Hockey Federation.
Certainly a lot different from the anthem we're used to hearing, Paul, when the CIS or Soviets win.
Well, if this is the anthem they choose to go with, we'll be hearing it a lot in future years as well. We'll be back to Fussen, Germany in a few moments. It is international internal odds going against them. We're able to come here and put it all together and put on just a brilliant display of hockey. And they are now being awarded their gold medals. Great crowd too. I don't know if you could catch it, but the crowd here chanting Shaibu, which is a well-known chant of Soviet hockey fans.
And this has been a jam-packed arena here in Fussen, Germany today.